Ji, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to talk about sustainable tourism, and so I will go with the slides. And it's a very important topic. And when we talk about tourism, especially sustainable tourism, is very important because it is environmental friendly. It preserves the culture, and it preserves the local people culture, and it also empowers the local people. Let us see uh, what is sustainable tourism and how we define sustainable tourism. Let us begin with the sustainable tourism. And here is the definition: sustainable tourism is traveling with the purpose of creating a positive impact on the environment, society, and economy. It involves minimizing negative impacts on places you visit and contributing to the overall development and the conservation of travel destination by protecting the environment and the welfare of its people. So मैंने जिस तरह बताया कि पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट होता है एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर, डैमेज नहीं करते एनवायरनमेंट को, और उसके बाद जो लोकल कल्चर है उसकी रिस्पेक्ट की जाती है इस पे, और सेकेंडली द लोकल पावर पीपल आर empowered. सो एनवायरनमेंट का ख्याल रखा जाता है, कल्चर का ख्याल रखा जाता है, और लोकल इकोनॉमी को एम्पावर किया जाता है, लोकल लोगों को एम्पावर किया जाता है. सो दिस इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ this sustainable tourism, and how that's why we talk about it. It's very important and need of the time. So if we talk about further, we move forward, then we can see, let me see, yes, tourism is a study of man away from his usual habitat, of the industry which responds to his needs, and the impacts that both he and the industry have on the host, socio-cultural, economic, and physical environments. This is what we study. Here are different kinds of tourisms, different activities of tourism that we see: hunting, camping, bicycling, walking, so on and so forth, rafting, even fish catching, swimming, map reading. You go and you do treasure hunt, or for example, going out for a picnic, so on and so forth, even camping as well. So there are three impacts. These are the most important when we talk about tourism and when we travel. So we have economic impacts, we have social cultural impacts, and we have environmental impacts. And if we are destroying the environment, and if we are again in conflict with the local people customs and with their culture, and we are affecting the local people culture and their society and their custom and their norms, and at the same time we are not empowering the local people, then this is not sustainable tourism. Then that is the kind of tourism which is giving, or which in fact is destroying the environment, and which have more harmful effects. And therefore, when we talk about tourism, we talk about mass tourism and sustainable tourism. So mass tourism is always destructive because it pollutes the environment, it doesn't respect the local people, and at the same time, it doesn't empower the local people. Rather, it supports multinational companies, and it brings different culture, and people have cultural conflicts with the different culture that is being brought to their places, and at the same time, the environment is being polluted because to fulfill the need of the masses. Therefore, mass tourism is very problematic, and in future, it is creating a lot of issues. We really need to move towards sustainable tourism. What are the positive impacts of tourism? It increases investments to improve facilities, preservation of heritage, and beautification of area. If these are happening, then we can say that it would be some kind of sustainable tourism. And these are the positive aspects of tourism, and these should be promoted. And again, sustainable tourism, all the main principles: environment, society, and the economics. So these are very important things that I'm always talking about, that these should always be inculcated when we talk about tourism and when we discuss tourism. Negative impacts of tourism: overdevelopment spoils nature, local people are displaced, damage to natural fauna and flora, plants and animals, waste disposal problems. It's a big issue. अगर आप मरी जाए, अगर आप नॉर्दर्न एरियाज में जाके देखिए पाकिस्तान में, तो इतना ज़्यादा पोल्यूशन है वहाँ पे जिसकी इंतहा नहीं है. दिस इज क्वाइट alarming situation that we have a lot of open dumping on the hills of Murray, on the northern areas and in different parts of KPK. Scarcity of natural resources and increasing pollution, all kinds of pollution. We are polluting the water, we are polluting the land, we are cutting the forests. So these are all different kinds of pollution that we can see due to the overconsumption and due to mass tourism in the northern areas of Pakistan. And similarly, that goes for other countries in the world as well. Okay. So let us see again, you solid waste dumping. You can see open dumping in plastic bottles. Plastic is one of the biggest pollution at the moment in the world, and in again developing countries and in the developed world. So you can see, while tourism is welcome almost universally because for the benefits and opportunity it creates, It's a growing recognition that they need to see tourism in its environmental context. To acknowledge them, that tourism and environment are interdependent, to work to enforce positive relation between environment and poverty reduction. They are very much interdependent. We cannot say whenever you go on tourism, you are going to affect the environment. Either that would be in positive way or it could be in negative way. So it depends that how you what is your relationship with the environment. Are you eco-friendly or are you environment unfriendly? So that is very important, and they are interdependent. And at the same time, the word poverty reduction is important because the purpose is to empower the local people, not to make them more poor, not to deplete them of the resources, not to make them deprived of their own customs, values, and on even of their own cultural heritage. So that's the most important part in sustainability. We have already studied this in environment, and sustainability is a very important term. In fact, today we talk about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. So they are very important. Ability to maintain or spot or process continuously over a time. So this is very important when we talk about it, and let us see how WTO, World Tourism Organization, defines sustainable tourism. Sustainable tourism is a form of tourism that meets the needs of the tourist industry, and the host communities today without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Now, again, those key components are coming back. Make optimal use of environmental resources, a key element in tourism development, maintaining ecological processes and helping to conserve biodiversity and heritage. You don't have to destroy the biodiversity. You don't have to destroy the environment. You don't have to destroy the heritage. You need to preserve them. You need to conserve them. Okay? Response check the social cultural authenticities of the host communities, conserve their culture, living cultural heritage, and traditional values. Very important. A very famous saying goes, when you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. जब आप किसी इलाके में हैं तो वहां की रिस्पेक्ट करें लोकल कल्चर, लोकल ट्रेडिशंस, लोकल नॉर्म्स को. Eat local, wear local, uh, support local economy. Okay, these are very important things. हमारे यहाँ बहुत सी issues आ रहे हैं. Unfortunately, again मैं मिसाल दूंगा मरी में. We have seen a lot of fights in Murray. We have seen a lot of conflicts in Murray because the people they go from different parts of the country, and then they are going to disturb the culture of the local people over there. And therefore, whenever you disturb the local people and you don't respect the local people culture, the conflicts will rise and it will create more problems. So lastly, ensure the viable long-term economic operations, providing socio-economic benefits to all stakeholders that are fairly distributed, including stable employment, income earning opportunities, and overall reduction in the poverty. Okay. So sustainable tourism means tourism which is economically viable, does not destroy the resources on which the future of tourism will depend, not only the physical environment and the social cultural fabric of the host community. Sustainable tourism maximizes the positive contribution of tourism to biodiversity, conservation, and poverty reduction. Again, it's the same definition going around and around. So I'm giving you more words that when you're talking about it, so you can have a lot of opportunity and lot of different concepts clear, and you can write these definition and you can understand the concept in more detail. So again, it provides crucial economic incentives for habitat protection, revenues for some visitor spending. Revenues that come from the visitor spending are often channeled back to the conservation of areas or the capacity building of the local people. So it helps in fostering positive behavior change for biodiversity conservation and the millions of people traveling to the globe every year. Trophy hunting. Now, this is a very good example of sustainable tourism in Pakistan. And in Pakistan, we have a very good example of trophy hunting for markhor, for ibex, for Marco Polo sheep. It's a community-based conservation in Pakistan. Sustainability means if it pays its stays by putting a monetary value or figure on animals, they become valuable and worthy of preservation. So you can see hunting of the sheep and ibex in the northern areas of Pakistan. And these are the hunters, and they have paid a huge amount of money to hunt the animal. So the backstory, it started in almost in 1980s. Pakistan banned the hunting for ibex and markhors. Sustenance hunting by villagers and trophy hunting by elites for the impressive horns had reduced their population to dangerous low levels. Local people were using killing the markhor, and similarly, there were people who could come and they are killing the animals for the horns and for their own, you can say, for the reward or for the award of hunting the animal, and therefore population of the animals were reduced to very low level. And then 1994, IUCN, International Union of conserving nature listed the Markhor Pakistan national animal with the wild country population of 2500 as endangered. So Markhor endangered हो गया था हमारे पास सिर्फ 2500 species रह गए थे उसके पाकिस्तान में, and that was due to poaching and habitat fragmentation. Habitat destroy हो रहा था, fragmentation से मुराद है उसके fragments, मतलब it was being destroyed. There was being human beings were developing and therefore जो fragmentation है fragments में divide हो गया था. कहीं पे people were building their homes, then there were roads that were being built, and therefore the habitat was fragmented. And similarly, poaching, that the animals were being targeted by killed by the local people and by the tourists that were coming, and also by the trophy hunting without their mechanism. Without any mechanism, it was like that. And therefore, now this is, you can see the Markhor, the national animal of Pakistan. Then IUCN, Worldwide Fund for Nature, and local development groups, they approached Pakistan conservationists to propose a legal incentive-based hunting program that will operate at the local level. And this would allow the scale to try to be controlled. Limited number of hunting permits were given, and the buyers, mostly foreign hunters, could keep the horns and the hide, and the local communities would receive the meat, jobs, as well as 80% of the money paid for the hunting permits. So see how much this was a very important breakthrough, and it helped the local community to grow and flourish and to move on. And again, the Marco Polo sheep. The villagers will develop CCA, community conservation areas, unit of land of significant biodiversity, ecological, cultural value, as defined by IUCN, then be responsible for conserving and the management. And the income from these CCA would allow the communities to improve their quality of life, incentivize the people to protect their animal from the poachers. Similarly, Kassar Khan, one of the local person from their side, he's telling us about that at the first idea of bringing foreign hunters and dwelling hunt these dwelling species confused the government. Initially, जब उन्होंने कहा कि लोग आएंगे और hunt करेंगे तो लोग confused हो गए. But prominent tribal leaders, feudal lords, and conservationists, they sat together and they talked about it, and the community-based conserving trophy hunting program started in Pakistan. And ibex hunting 1983 में start हो गई थी, government ने approve कर दिया उसको. And अब इसके benefits देखें क्या benefits हुए. The introduction of sustainable hunting transformed Pakistan high altitude environment by conferring significant monetary value on these animals, directly giving the money to the people, to the villages to invest in water wells, schools, bridges, and other vital infrastructure, as well as wildlife conservation. And permit kitna महंगा है? And there are now more than 50 community conserving areas are available in Gilgit-Baltistan, and almost a single permit of hunting one animal is around 135,000 US dollars. 1,35,000 अमेरिकन डॉलर्स हैं एक एनिमल को हंट करने के लिए. दिस अ बिग अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, एंड दैट गोज टू द इंप्रूवमेंट ऑफ द लोकल पीपल, द स्कूल्स, बिल्डिंग रोड्स, बिल्डिंग वाटर वेल्स, बिल्डिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फॉर द लोकल पीपल. दैट्स द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ. एंड अगेन एक चीज और बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है स्टॉक हंटिंग में, दैट देयर आर स्पेसिफिक एनिमल्स दैट कैन बी हंट. इट्स नॉट कैन यू कैन हंट एनी एनिमल, स्पेशली दे आर आइडेंटिफाइड बाय द लोकल पीपल. ये जो स्पेशली ओल्ड एनिमल होता है, द वन दैट इज ओल्ड एनफ, उसको इजाजत होती है हंट करने की, and the permits are very limited throughout the year. They are given and they are basically sold out so that money from those come and it supports the local economy, supports the local people, empower the local people, and also to the conserving of the species and the conservation and the preservation of the natural habitat over there in GB, Gilgit-Baltistan, because हमारे पास यहाँ पे trophy hunting हो रही है. Main objectives of sustainable tourism is to retain economic and social advantages to advantage of tourism development by reducing any undesirable impacts on natural, historical, cultural, and social environment. Again, the same things going back and forth. So let us see about the principles of sustainable tourism. Using resources sustainably. I have talked about it. You don't have to waste resources. Reducing overall consumption, maintaining biodiversity, integrating tourism into planning. We have to plan our tourism. पाकिस्तान में tourism बहुत promote हो रही है, but हमें देखना होगा कि we are not promoting mass tourism. Rather, we should be supporting and promoting sustainable tourism or ecotourism or nature-based tourism. These are all different types of tourism. Supporting local economies, involving local communities, very important. You cannot support local economies without involving the local communities. Local लोगों को engage करना है, उनको include them, उनको include करना है decision making में. They should be feel honored, they should be feel empowered, and their decision, their उनका जो point of view है उसको सुनना भी है और उसको include भी करना है decision making में. consulting stakeholders and the public, and training the staff. So the three principles of further we talk about it, the dimension of sustainable tourism, we will see sustainable tourism is about maximizing the impacts of which are positive and minimizing which are negative. Economic, socio-cultural, and environment, also known as the three P's: people, profit, and planet. And sometimes we talk about five P's: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. Now, these are very important, the last three: prosperity of the people, prosperity of the area, prosperity of the villages, prosperity of that region. Peace. We have to promote peace. Not like that we bring foreigners and we bring outside people and then we disturb the peace of the land. We need to respect that, and we will need to build partnership. We need to build partnership. We need to build trust with the local people. So these are sometimes three P's I have shared, and sometimes five P's of the sustainable tourism, which are very important. Sociocultural, environmental, economic, all aspects are covered in sustainability and in sustainable tourism. Sustainable tourism is a concept that covers the complete tourism experience. I told about it, talk about it: economic, social, environmental issues, as well as intention to improving the tourist experience, addressing the needs of the host communities. Benefits: lower the ecological impact, allows wildlife to stay wild. Responsible tourism keeps the environment clean, supports and empowers local communities, preserves the culture, and you have a more meaningful experience, and you become a more concise traveler. Again, sustainability and responsible tourism are important because the purpose is to empower the local people. Travelers are looking for ways to reduce their environmental impacts, support local communities, and prioritize sustainability and responsible tourism practices in them. When we talk about it, we are saying that in the present generation have inherited a certain amount of ecology and environment. Present generation have inherited a certain amount of ecology and environment surrounding in terms of land, water, and air. And when we leave it to the next generation, we should leave it at least in the same condition. That is sustainable development. That is what sustainable development means. That whatever we have inherited, the quality and the quantity of the resource, we should always give it back to upcoming generation in the same quality and the same quantity. Okay, and we should not destroy the quality or the quantity of the resource that we are inherited from our ancestors when we move it towards our young children or next generation. So it's the living with harmony with nature. Most important lines I always like: leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but pictures, kill nothing but time. Simplified: leave nothing but footprints means don't add any trash behind except your footprints. Take nothing but pictures means do not take anything you find in the nature like birds, animals, but you can take pictures of them with your camera or whatever else. And kill nothing but time means do not hurt any living organism or cut any tree or any kill any bird or animal. Just uh, kill your time and do not destroy anything in the environment at any cost or level. Thank you very much. And inshallah, in future, we'll talk about and you will I will come up back with another lecture on tourism and environment and traveling. Thank you very much.